Well, staying with Pakistan, a high court is investigating whether 13 girls were sold into slavery to resolve a tribal feud. The trade allegedly happened in Dera Bugti in the southwestern Balochistan province in early September. The girls are believed to be between 4 and 13 years old. Now, the court has ordered the girls to testify as well as the men who negotiated the deal. And trading young girls to settle feuds is illegal in Pakistan. It carries a 7-year prison sentence. Well, let's speak to Asma Jahangir, who's a human rights lawyer and advocate to Pakistan's Supreme Court. She joins me now from Lahore. Asma, to many people, this is going to seem barbaric. Girls as young as 4 being given to strange men. I mean, this kind of tribal deal is completely illegal. So why is it happening?
Well, it is barbaric, and I think that we have been fighting against it since many decades. But the problem is that we have had a closed society for so many years. Firstly, people refuse to believe that such practices indeed took place. And now when people are beginning to wake up, they don't know how to deal with it. There have been instances where the government has clamped down, the courts have been very positive, but there have in the past, unfortunately, been long periods where both government and the courts justified and sanctified such practices.
Well, one of the main problems, it seems to me, when it comes to women's rights is that many disputes are resolved by tribal elders instead of the official justice system. And of course, tribal councils aren't exactly known for their gender equality.
That is correct, because you see, we have a strange system of governance even as far as justice system is concerned. There are certain parts of the country where the writ of the ordinary courts does not extend. And secondly, justice is so poorly dispensed in this part of the country, in many parts of the country, that people have decided to take justice to the elders, which became institutionalized. And now with a new transition to democracy, people are trying to go back to a justice system which unfortunately is very much discredited.
OK, so there are two problems there, trying to expand the modern court system and trying to change the mindset of people. What's happening to achieve those two things?
What's happening to?
To change that. What's happening to uphold women's rights, expand the justice system and change people's minds about what constitutes women's rights?
Well, as far as women's rights is concerned, I think we have seen a sea change. The fact that you have seen brave people like Malala and other brave women who have fought for decades now against inequality, young people raising their voices, more women coming out both in political fields and in every other field. I think we are changing, but the resistance is very militant. And despite all the fears, despite all the threats, women have continued to lead the movement for progress, for equality, for human rights.
What about legislation? What about government action?
We have had a lot of legislation in the past few years to protect women, but we also have to have mechanisms, and we also have to have sound governance to do it, and a judicial system that is less political. We are trying very hard to change all that. It's not easy. There are no shortcuts to it, especially given the mentality that we've had for many years, where we use either religion or social norms to derogate women's rights.
OK, it's obviously an uphill battle. Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts there. Asma Jahangir, human rights lawyer, speaking to us from Lahore.